Hey guys, welcome back to our little corner of the internet, which I love so very much. I'm so happy that you're here tonight, and I'm really excited to go over these clips with you. I just want to remind you, but I know you know, this is for entertainment purposes only. Make sure you do your own research, come to your own conclusions. We're just here to have fun, guys, and also hit our microphones. So we're going to go ahead and get to it right now. Let's go.
Right? So these kind of clips done millions and millions of views. Second time I've seen something on this place. Any thoughts on what this is? Right here. He is referring to China Lake Naval Base, interestingly named. My grandfather worked there. What you're seeing is a small lake and loading ramp, and they practice bombing out there in the desert. All the tanks and the boats are non-operational for target practice. Look at the craters in the surrounding area. So let's go ahead and check this, because a lot of people are up in the comments saying it's naval air weapons base called China Lake. Man-made pond is for testing, boat weapons testing. The point is a boat ramp. The circular pond allows for the boats to fire 360 degrees at places and targets, abandoned tanks and other vehicles. Oh, okay. What does it actually say? Some Redditors actually went and researched this and researched the actual results. And it does seem that this is a naval station, China Lake. If you see this and you think that this is some type of portal to another dimension, then no. It's just, I mean, unless the government's hiding something, which, you know, earlier photos of this actual lake do look a little creepy, right? Do look a little weird. And apparently these are just semi-permeable tarps that were there to build the actual lake. These are the coordinates, part of the China Lake weapons facility, and it looks just like water, unless, well, you go to the earliest satellite images, then it looks more strange, right? This looks like they're burying an alien spaceship out there, right? Millennium Falcon. China Lake Naval Station, man-made saltwater pond used by the Navy, a portal. And the saltwater would explain, so here you can see actually a better photo of it. The saltwater, the black is obviously the tarp that keeps the water in the ground and not sinking obviously into the desert. And then the green is the sodium from the salt reacting obviously with the desert environment. So the salt is ionizing. And that's what's going on there with the creepy green colors, right? That you can see. Because you can see that there's like sort of this creepy ring that gives it sort of a interdimensional portal look. If you check out the
screenshot, so that's why that happened. But yeah, boom. I love a solid resolution. I'm sure you do too. It's very weird and it's very cool, but it seems to be that. That doesn't mean that it's not riddled with weird, but at least we have some sort of answer.
Ugh. One last word, which is, I hope this is my last time at this podium, at least for a little while. I don't mean that in a negative sense. I mean, the only thing that would bring me back is an unexpected event in the next few days, which, as you all know, is totally possible given everything you've seen over the course of the past years. But if it is, in fact, my last time before you, I just want to say thank you for what you guys do every day. Thank you for putting up with me. It's been an honor to be able to really try to illuminate these issues through tough probing and penetrating questioning. And I can't say I've always enjoyed every moment up here, but I certainly have been privileged to be able to do it. So thank you guys very much.
Well, that's true. I'm sure it sucked. But this was 2 days ago. So it's totally plausible that something else could happen. Was that a necessary comment right now? Going through all this stuff that everyone's going through. Just like, hey, I know we've only got a few days, but let's keep you right there on the edge of your nerves being shot. Just a little alarming of a message, I'd say. All right, listen, okay. I have 2 clips here on the Enfield situation. I have gotten just a couple of comments of people saying that they didn't believe in this and stuff like that. Well, I do. So here's a couple more clips. Maybe it can help change your mind or open your mind a little. It's worth looking into. It's very interesting. But first up is this.
Janet Hodgson appears to be the focus of many of the strange happenings in Green Street. But they also affect her 14-year-old sister, Margaret, and their younger brother, Billy. One of the first manifestations was when Lego bricks began to fly at high speed around the living room. How does it feel to be haunted by a poltergeist?
It's not haunted. Shut up.
Why isn't it haunted?
I don't know.
Does it frighten you, the things that happen here?
Oh, well, it did first, but now I've got more used to it. And you learn to accept the things that happen. It slang covered it, Mum. Eat it, Mum. Slang a bookshelf at Margaret.
Have you tried telling it to go away?
Yes, many times.
No, nothing. What does it reply?
No, it won't. It's staying another 6-7 years.
The local police could find no explanation for the knocking either. They were even more baffled when two of their beat constables reported seeing an armchair levitate across the Hodgsons' living room.
It came off the floor, or nearly a half-inch, I should say, and I saw it slide off to the right, about 3.5 to 4 feet before it came to rest. I checked to see whether or not it could possibly have slid along the floor. I placed a marble on the floor to see whether or not the marble would go in the same direction as the chair did, and it didn't roll at all. I checked for wires under the cushion of the chair, and I could find no explanation at all.
Maurice Gross is an electronics engineer and an investigator for the Society for Psychical Research.
Over here was Janet, and over here, in this bed here, was Margaret.
It was in the same bedroom a month later, with all the family present, that Maurice Gross first challenged the poltergeist to talk.
And this was actually the result. You'll hear here the whistling first of all, and then the barking. And here is this noise. The barking here is quite extraordinary, actually.
We got a dog in here.
I then said to it, I then, as I said on the tape here, I then said to it, if you can whistle and bark and groan, then you can talk. And I asked it to actually say my name.
Well, just a minute. We'll try again. I want you to call out my name. My complete name. Maurice Gross. See if you can do that. Very good. Let me hear you say my name again. Come on, let me hear you say my name. Come on, my name's Morris. Let me hear you say it. Nice.
Now that was the first time we heard the voice, and since then we've been hearing it again and again, and it's been getting louder.
Yeah, for the people that are saying that this has been debunked, I couldn't find anything regarding this being debunked at all. I understand if you perhaps don't believe in it, but I don't think it's been debunked. If I'm wrong, please go ahead, give us some stuff to look into. But I just find it very hard to believe that, you know, the constables are lying and everyone present and everyone that witnessed the actual things happening. I mean, things happen. And honestly, if you don't believe that these things can happen, I'm shocked that you like this channel, because we believe in a lot of crazy stuff here. But it's not crazy. It's just things that some people are accepting and in tune to, and some people are not yet, but that doesn't mean that it's not true. So if you are not interested in this, go on ahead and skip the next one too, because this is a more recent interview with Janet Hodgson, and she's going to talk about some things that were not included in the documentaries that were made, or the movie, I guess, probably, as it were.
And we turned the light out and settled down to go to sleep. And we could hear this shuffling noise near the bedroom door at the bottom of my bed to the chest of drawers. And the chest of drawers started shuffling and it moved towards the door. And me and my brother Johnny were both sat up and we was really frightened. And Mum came in and put the light on. She said, "What's all this noise about?" And we said, Mum, the chest of drawers is moving." And she see it again, she see it shuffling towards the doorway, and she pushed it back. And then it started to shuffle out again, and she couldn't push it back. There was levitation, there was the voices, and then there was like incidents that happened to me that were like the curtain which wrapped itself around my neck, which was quite life-threatening for me. And it brought it home to me that this could kill you. I feel that it became to use me, maybe because it was drawn off of my energy. Maybe. I mean, I often think, why me? To sum it all up, to weigh it up all in one, I was used and abused. When Ed and Lorraine came to the house, to me it felt like some sort of comfort had arrived for the first time. In the respect that they come to try and help us. And it didn't feel like that when anyone else visited. They just seemed to visit to see what was going on and to witness something that was happening. But Ed and Lorraine, you felt warm and comforted, but they were there to try and find out what it was and how they could help you. I know people say, and I don't care what they say, it wasn't them, it was me. I know what happened and I know it was real.
Yep. And that's all there is to it. Because whether you believe it or I believe it or anybody else here believes it, just imagine for a second, if you don't, that it is true. Imagine being a small child laying in bed and your dressers moving and in front of people that come into your home to see these things happen, or the crosses going upside down, or just all the weird things that happen on that chair. If you guys haven't seen the movie, I recommend it. Yeah, just because other people don't believe you doesn't mean something isn't true. So, yep.
Please, for the love of God, tell me that I'm wrong. Did you know that in 2028, the Olympics is going to be held in Los Angeles County? But not just Los Angeles County, but it includes all of the northern regions of Los Angeles County. Places which include the Pacific Palisades, the San Fernando Valley, and Altadena. With just so happens to be the place that is burning right now. And then I keep hearing about 2028 Smart LA, which is Governor Newsom's plan to prepare Los Angeles County and all the surrounding areas for the influx of millions upon millions of people that will be coming for the 2028 Olympics. And Newsom has emphasized for a comprehensive recovery plan, which he's calling the Marshall Plan, for, get ready for this, LA 2.0. The entire reconstruction, which would cover over 40,000 acres. I mean, this is just for informational purposes only, but it's coincidence until it's not.
Nothing's coincidence. I think we figured that out by now, haven't we? Everything is purposeful with reason, good and bad. So I have another clip that's later, but I'm going to find it because I think it fits in here. Yeah, because he was talking about Gavin Newsom, and here's that awesome guy here.
Got thousands of National Guard men and women that have been on here. We pre-positioned 120 engines, helicopters, dozers, water tenders. We did that on Sunday, 2 days before this event. So
you've heard it said where there's smoke, there's fire. And of course, you've also heard it said wherever there's a smoking podcaster, there's a fire truck. Dang it.
To rebuild these communities back and rebuild them better than they were when we started this fire.
Yeah, you see why I put that there. So, okay, I really wanted to find context because it didn't make a lick of sense why Gavin Newsom would say that they pre-positioned all of the emergency equipment 2 days prior to it. So the closest thing I've been able to find to settle my mind and to make some sort of sense of that comment is that it was in reference to possibly not the beginning of the fire, but the spread of the fire due to the Santa Ana winds. So that's really the best I've got, is that he pre-positioned so as to limit the spread, which that didn't do anything. I don't know. There's something so bizarrely fishy about this whole thing. Hey guys, just a quick reminder that I make these videos every day of the week, Monday through Friday. So if you're enjoying the content, go on ahead and hit that subscribe button and join this amazing community that we're building. I think it's something special. So we'd love to have you. Let's get back to the videos. All right. And for the record, I know it's something special. Okay, so hold on 1 second. All right, Mr. Gibson.
well, I know they were messing with the water, letting reserves go for one reason or another. They've been doing that a while. California has a lot of problems that sort of baffle the mind as far as why they do things. And then in the events like this, you sort of look, well, is it on purpose? Which, it's an insane thing to think. But one begins to ponder whether or not there is a purpose in mind. What could it be, I don't know. Do they want the state empty? I don't know.
Yep. Love him or hate him, he says what he wants to say. I'll say that. All right, let's get into some identified stuff. So this is in Seaside Park, New Jersey. I've lived there and I don't know where this is, and that's shameful, but that's okay. Check this out. In fact, I'm going to make it bigger. Hold on. We don't need to know where it is. I just told you. This was yesterday on a live beach cam.
Okay, guys, we have another strange sighting over the beach in New Jersey. This is a live cam. I sped this up 5x, and then you will see what happens. I've also included the normal speed one after this sped up clip. Did you see that? Watch, and it's gone. So that was a sped up clip. Here is the full clip. I watched this live as it happened. This is a screenshot from my computer. This is the original clip. So I zoomed out a bit, and this is at completely normal speed. Again, I witnessed this live in the moment. It is a screen recording. So you'll see it flashing. This was the speed that it was going. It looked like it was just like one object after the flash. And as it shot off to the left-hand side, it looked like there was two. You can watch this back, speed it up, slow it down. Want to get your guys' thoughts and opinions on this? All of the information is on the top and bottom of the screen as well. This was a crazy catch. Again, I was just screen recording a good hour chunk, and I so happened to catch this one. So I'm very, very thankful for that.
Look at that.
I wanted to provide the sped up version as well as the original, so that's why this one is longer. But feel free to hold down your screen and it will speed it up for you. I just want to talk about that bright flash right there. Do you see the reflection on the water? Look at it as it goes to the left. You can see that reflection, which is so insane. I don't know what it is, guys. It's still happening. Today is January 14th, 2025, and this was captured tonight at 7:26 p.m. So watch those cams. I have the link to multiple cams in my bio. There's lots of activity still happening, guys. And there they go. That's where it looks like it's split into two. You can still see that shadow. Do you see it's like flashing red on the water? And bye-bye.
That's wild. I thought that was one of the craziest things. It looks gigantic, right? I'd love to know what you think. It's clearly something bizarre. I'm going to go ahead and call real on this. What do you think? For all my Texas friends.
There is something happening here in Texas. Here in the state capitol, a small band of Republicans and Democrats in the Texas House are coming together to stop two West Texas billionaires from taking over our state government. Their names are Tim Dunn and Ferris Wilks, and they're the biggest Republican donors in the state. They've already bought our governor, they've bought our lieutenant governor, they've bought our attorney general, they've bought our state senate. And now, to complete their takeover, they're trying to buy the Texas House. Tomorrow, they'll attempt to get one of their puppets elected speaker. One of our Republican colleagues said, quote, "This is the most corrupt state government in Texas history." Tim Dunn and Ferris Wilks are not just oil and gas oligarchs. They're also Christian nationalist pastors. They've spent more than $100 million to ban abortion in Texas, to ban books in Texas, and now they're trying to close our Texas public schools with a private school voucher scam. This is bigger than party. This is bigger than partisanship. Texas is too big and too great to be sold to the highest bidder. We cannot allow two billionaires to transform our beloved state into a theocracy. We have to stop them.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to get into any of the abortion book ban thing. I'm not going to get involved in that here now at all. But I do want to say that it's concerning. It's really concerning if, you know, oil oligarchs are basically just trying to take over the country, or not the country, Texas. But I guess that's where it starts, right? Does anybody know who they're talking about with regard to voting someone into the House? I would really like to look this up because I have no clue who their puppet is or if this has already happened. I just want more context, and I don't know enough about Texas, sadly, to be able to find that information right now. So if you guys know who they're talking about, I have a feeling one of my friends does. Shannon. So let me know what's going on out in Texas, guys. I am hoping that everything is okay with you guys. John as well. We have a couple of people out there. So please, my thoughts and positivity and prayers are with you. I I know about some issues. Obviously, they're right there on the border. I know there have been border issues, but I did not know that there was even more going on. So thoughts and prayers with you, Texas, and for everyone.
And so all you need to do is focus on a person long enough or an object long enough, anything that you want long enough, and you are now entangled with that thing. And information changes in that thing can be reflected in you.
The entanglement process is a pixel of energy that can expand and feed information back to us. This process can allow us to bring in stored subconscious information, knowledge, and open up a gateway to abundance through this process of entanglement. It becomes easy to read energies and people and places and things, and everybody has the ability to do it.
I agree. And there's a lot more to this, but I just think what a beautiful thing to call it, entanglement. I know it's not a new theory, but something about this video when I was listening to it just made me think, like, that's a beautiful way of putting it. Entanglement. Another beautiful soul brought to my attention sodium bicarbonate. So I looked that up and have some information for you on that. I know not everybody is into like healthy food things and holistic this and that, but worth a listen, right?
Sodium bicarb, or bicarbonate of soda, also called baking soda, is an essential ingredient for everybody's medicine cabinet. I actually take it every single day to help alkalize my body because it has so many benefits out there. And I want to run through it very, very briefly. First of all, it alkalizes the body. And in this day and age, where we're having processed foods and you can't get away from it. We're having the stresses of life, we're having the stresses of TikTok and YouTube and all those as well. Well, it creates acid in our body and the body can get rid of it through deep breathing and all those breathing we do, for example, when we exercise, is to clear out the acid. When you exercise, it creates acid, which becomes carbonic acid, which becomes carbon dioxide when you breathe it out. So one way, your kidneys get rid of it. But then if your kidneys can't get rid of it, they hide it away in something called stones, crystals, okay? So coming back to that in a moment. But what we've got is the body wants to be in a slight state of alkalinity. I'm going to explain that in my next video. But coming up here, what you see is we've got a state of metabolic acidosis. We're all in this state where we're slightly acidic and we should be slightly alkaline. And any small change in the pH, that's the acid alkali level, makes a big difference to your body. Everything in your body runs on pH. People don't understand the importance of it. But one little small change and all of a sudden you become tired and fatigued. You get a little bit of a small change in your blood and you get brain fog, lack of concentration, memory, focus, all those things. You get a small change and over a long period of time it forms crystals in your kidneys and gallstones, and you get a small, see these things happen. So metabolic acidosis is constantly there. It contributes to all forms of chronic illness, diabetes, heart attacks, strokes, cancers, you name it. In fact, it's used in treatments by the medical profession against some of these conditions. Kidney stones. Kidney stones are literally a crystallization, ready, of the acid to stop your body. Can't get rid of it through the kidneys because it can get rid of so much acid every single day and it just can't get rid of any more. So it makes it into a crystal to hide it away, to not cause damage. But if you keep doing it long enough, you get enough of these crystals and you end up with kidney stones and everyone says, what can I do to get rid of them? Alkalize, alkalize, alkalize. What can I do to prevent them? Alkalize. And in my next video, I'll actually show you how to test if you're alkaline or acidic or whatever conditions you want to. So you can take steps. But this is the single cheapest, most cost-effective thing that you can do for your health. And it's really, really simple. We go to the kidney stones, kidney disease, by the way, and kidney disease, chronic kidney disease. People with chronic kidney disease, they actually give them sodium bicarbonate to actually, believe it or not, reduce the speed at which the disease is developing. Then you've got cancer treatments. They actually use it in cancer treatments. Wow. As an adjunct to the chemotherapy and the radiotherapy because it helped alkalize the body. You may not be aware, but cancer cells produce more acid in the body than normal cells, about 7 times more.
So as a result of that, your body is even more acidic, and hence why they're using cancer treatments in hospitals and so on. Then you've got this one, SIBO. SIBO is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. And that's the bloating you get. Now, if you're getting bloating, it's a part of the simple solution. And I will have more on that. But at the end of the day, SIBO is caused by an imbalance of the pH in the small intestine. And as a result, the wrong bacteria grow. Yep, it all comes down to pH. It all comes down to it. Tooth decay. Tooth decay occurs in the mouth because you've got the wrong pH. Soaking your mouth with some sodium bicarb every single morning and checking that your saliva has a pH of around about 7 is critical. That's what I'm going to show you in the next video. And then we've got athletic performance. Here it is, down the bottom. All of the research, and now hundreds of studies demonstrating that a small amount of sodium bicarb before high exertion exercise improves performance. Now, I'm talking about, Olympic athletes and sprinters and basketballs and so on. It only works for a short period of time, but the research shows it actually does work. Wow. And that all comes from a teaspoon of sodium bicarb first thing in the morning when you wake up, away from food. Not with food, never with food. How simple is that? Follow my other videos. I've got a much better explanation of this on YouTube, which is at Dr. Peter Dingle. That's Dr. Peter Dingle 213 on YouTube. And by the way, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm the guy who does the research, who tells the medical doctors. Thanks, guys.
Oh, consider me schooled. I'll say this. I used to think, when you go to the store and you see like the alkaline waters and things like that, I was like, what is this malarkey? This is not important. But once I got into plants and taking the pH levels of the water and things like that, it does matter. And you can see in the plants when the pH levels are off, and why wouldn't it be different for us? So I am kind of a convert. I've never thought in my life to have baking soda or to eat it or consume it or in any way. I've used it for various other things, but are you guys familiar? I know some of you are because someone mentioned this to me. Thank you. Sweet soul, Natani. Yeah, I'm very curious about this. Has anybody been taking baking soda as essentially a supplement? And have you seen results? Here's another thing on this, because there seems to be cancer research, There seems to be cancer research about this. And I don't know any of this for sure. I am not a doctor, nor am I the guy who does the research for them, but let's just listen. Oh, that was good.
If you haven't heard about the miracle uses of baking soda, let me tell you 22 reasons why you need to buy this $3.99 thing and put it in your cupboard and use it as much as you can, because it's going to save you a lot of money. So really quickly, let's run the 22 benefits of why you need to get this and put it in your cupboard and think about using it for more than just cleaning stuff, It's a good mouthwash, gets that nasty taste out of your mouth. It's a great teeth whitener. I've been using it for a couple of weeks. It works so good. Great deodorant, replacement for that stuff that has all that aluminum in there. Fridge odor remover, you guys know that. It's in a good air freshener, whitening teeth agent for laundry, kitchen cleaner. You can clean so many stuff with it. Garbage odor room eliminator, carpet stain remover, multi-purpose bath cleaner, pesticide remover for fruit and veggies, silverware polisher, scorch spot cleaner, oil and grease fire extinguisher, homemade weed killer, shoe deodorizer. It also may help with heartburn. This is really good. This is one of the best benefits it has, and I'll tell you why in a little bit, mate. Canker sores, may improve some other stuff. I missed that one. May relieve itchy and skinny. Ah, man, they're going fast. But this is the most important one right here. Well, this is one of the most important ones. It fights against kidney disease and also may improve certain cancer treatments. This is really good. This is one of the best things you got to see right here. The fact that it makes your body less acidic. This is why you need to drink a little bit of this. This is why I drink a little bit of this every day. You don't need to do it, but I drink a teaspoon of this every day. and it gets all that acidity out of my body. I recommend you do some research. Don't take my word for it, but this is so good right here. The benefits are amazing.
Can I just tell you the only thing that comes to my mind that's negative? Because I don't know. I have an open mind. I'm willing to believe that this works for sure. But all I can think about is, isn't baking soda the thing that is used as like an activator when you're making one of those volcanoes school projects? Isn't that what makes it, kind of erupt? What if I've eaten something or had something to drink that is inside me and is so over the top acidic or something that I take the baking soda and my insides explode? You want to hear an irrational thought? That's mine right now. I'm just kind of kidding. I definitely believe there are benefits. I am very curious to look more into this, and I'd love to hear what you guys think.
We're talking about the quataloid. Okay. That's the insect praying mantis type looking, about 6 foot, could be up to 6 foot tall.
Actual photo. Just kidding.
They're the dangerous ones. And they're the ones, as I understand, that we didn't know a whole lot about. But we acquired this one, particular one, from a crash site, and it actually harmed a human. So we were very careful of how we captured it and how we stored it at the containment facility as to annex.
Rick, are there different species of quataloids?
Yeah, because they're genetically engineered, and we know that much. But so there are other species, and they also can appear different to humans. They make themselves appear in a particular manner to a human, and would probably just scare them, I would guess. But we know that one particular incident where one harmed a human being, we felt that at that point that these things were not friendly, they were not benevolent, and therefore that's why we had to keep it in captivity.
Well, I believe that is a fair fear. Think about it though, like people. What if this were reverse and we found their planet and we sent out our most badass renegades or something, and they go out there and one of them is violent towards one or feels threatened, and now they capture us and they're like, well, they're kind of violent. Yeah, but not everyone is. So to assume that an entire race of aliens is violent just because of one instance. However, I will say, is it worth the risk? No, but you can't leave this thing in prison for all time, right? We're no better. Although he came here, so. Sorry, just talking out loud, working it out loud.
Activity, and not really sure how long it had been there. Well, that's one question that was never answered when this story was told to me by Gene Laskowski, who was, in fact, the one of the ones that was there. I don't know that he knew how long it would been there, but the facility housing these things had been there probably 7 to 10 years. So probably during that time period, we obtained it.
Why are they here? Are they here for peace? What are they, do they have an agenda?
I wish we knew. I don't know that we knew why the craft crashed. I know that the craft contained 2 others. There were 3 of them, and 2 died, and this one lived. And it also had the ability to heal itself. I remember that. But I don't know much other, reason why they came here. Their craft was one of the bigger crafts that we'd obtained, and it crashed in the Nevada desert. And that's about all we knew. And I don't know how long it had been in captivity.
So are they concerning to us in any way?
Yes, because they're hostile.
Okay.
They already injured humans.
Elaborate that incident that happened. Maybe it was hurt and it just fought back.
Well, at the time the craft crashed, the recovery team, the SDART team, had formed at that time period, and they were there to recover it. And there was also a local law enforcement officer there. The local law enforcement officer who had absolutely no knowledge of any species of extraterrestrial visiting Earth, was the one that was harmed. Now, I'm not sure exactly the details in that, but the other SDART team were able to neutralize the quataloid. But so we knew it was hostile. But you know, if you've put yourself in their position, the craft crashed for some unknown reason. 2 of their comrades are dead. And now you're alive, and these humans are trying to get in this craft. I mean, a defense mechanism might have reacted with this quataloid or what. I don't know. We can guess. But
Well, that's what I'm getting at, is how can they just, based off that one incident, say these quataloids are dangerous, they're disrespecting the human race here, they're attacking us? It seems like there's a more to that story that we just don't know.
Well, the more to the story is that we were able to disable it some way, I don't know how, and transport it to a containment facility and store it in a container, basically. Now, I would be upset if that was me. If I went to another planet as an astronaut and I get captured and struck and then thrown in a container, I mean, yeah. So we don't know how they think, and so, but this leads up to why why it escaped.
So this is the one. So let's go ahead and get into that. Why did it escape, and how?
It was able to open a underground vault door. I don't know that they ever figured out how it opened it. And then it had to navigate a smaller tunnel system to get up to the surface.
All right. I don't know. I think this guy is way too quick to just assume that everything is, or this entire species is out to get us or harm us. But I also feel like, what in the world? We just put him in a container? Where is he now? He escaped, but they know he escaped. Did he actually get away? I need a part 2. Who wants part 2 tomorrow? I'll try and find it. It's tough though, right? Because we want to be safe, and we have no idea of intentions of somebody coming to Earth or something, a whole new species. That's something that we're used to finding little froggy species in the rainforest. We're not used to big aliens or spacecrafts coming from the fog that we don't know what that is and coming down here. It's tough. We can't fix the problems that exist here by communicating and doing the right thing and treating each other with respect. How are we going to manage this integration? We need to fix us so we can be ready for that. That's what I think. We're doing a complete switcheroo here because it's about Bill Cosby.
I'm Bill Cosby, and you take care of yourself.
He does this routine, which now seems like it might have been a red flag.
She put some in her drink, man. She see 5 girls standing alone. Boy, if I had a whole jug of Spanish fly, I'd light that corner up over there.
Bill Cosby was still telling Spanish fly jokes more than 20 years later. This is from 1991.
Spanish fly.
We knew what it was.
Spanish fly was the thing that all boys from age 11 on up to death, we will still be searching for Spanish fly.
That's right.
And what was the old story was, if you took a little drop, no, it was on the head of a pin.
Why does he know the dosage?
On the head of a pin.
Oh, the famous Larry King live clip. A lot of you have seen it. But did you know that he was there promoting his book, Childhood? And Childhood has an entire chapter about Spanish fly? And Spanish fly is mentioned in the book 15 times.
And you put it in the drink. Coca-Cola. Don't matter. It doesn't make it. And the girl would drink it, and hello, America.
And he's on Larry King Live, talking about the Spanish fly. You just got to put it just as a pin, just the head of a pin, and oh boy, God bless America. Whoa.
There was this narrative that had always been there in the undercurrent of his comedy about
women.
From almost day one was telling us that he was willing to and didn't think anything was strange about putting things in women's drinks to get them to do what he wanted them to do. So when we fast forward, it's not a huge leap to think that what Cosby was talking about in the 60s, he was doing.
That's sick. I looked up Spanish fly because I had no idea what this was. Apparently it is an aphrodisiac that creeps put into drinks. It's made from beetles, and apparently it like spikes libido and inhibitions and yada yada. It just kind of makes you free in that way, in the intimate way, and therefore easily taken advantage of. And apparently that's just a funny little thing they do from age 11 to death. It's messed up, man. Like, it has to be about control. It has to be, because there is someone for everyone. There's someone for everyone. There is someone out there who would love to be with you. You don't need to be drugging anybody. If you have to drug them, they're probably not the one for you. Find a willing participant. Here's one from Central PA.
I've just been sent some crazy footage from central Pennsylvania of a lady witnessing something that's bus-sized floating above a tree line. It doesn't move, it doesn't make any rash decisions, it just hovers there, and it makes a very low humming noise. It doesn't sound like anything drone-like in nature, and I'll zoom in here. It just doesn't make much sense. Like, it doesn't look like any sort of recognisable aircraft. The lights are weirdly patterned over it. Look at that. What is that? And listen to this audio.
Oh my God. Oh my God, I can't believe this.
This lady lives nearer the countryside, so whatever this is isn't over anywhere populated. It's just, I don't know. The lights, the shape of it, the way it's sort of displaying itself, it doesn't look correct. I have no idea. I'm going to leave some links to the subreddit down below, some of the discussions. Lots of people kind of losing their mind, and there's some quite experienced people in the field of aircraft that don't understand what's going on. I don't know. You guys let me know. This is a crazy sighting for sure.
I really don't know either, but I'll tell you this. Hold on.
I've just been sent some crazy footage from...
There's a part, like, look, like right here, when it's like this, you know, it kind of looks like to me, it's like a solar lawn ornament that is like just up in the tree. I hate to say that. I'm sure it's something crazy. I'd love to know what you think. But we're going to go ahead and get on to the wholesome clip. It's about animals, so.
This is a city without stray dogs because the whole city is their home. Every dog born here gets vaccinated and is given a tag that represents their personality. A green tag means the dog is friendly to both people and other dogs, while a red tag means the dog can sometimes be grumpy and needs to be treated with patience. Every stray dog has its own personality and story, and this city accepts them with kindness and love. The dogs here are all healthy and well-fed, because not only does the government provide many food dispensers, but every resident also helps feed the dogs. These dogs live in every part of the city and can ride any public transport freely. They don't need a master to protect them because the whole city's residents look after them. Here, dogs often lie on their backs, showing their bellies to trust the people. They should live freely like this, making friends with other dogs, enjoying affection from people, and going wherever they want in the city.
Why can't it just be like this? Honestly, we can't figure out how to put out a fire, and these people are solving serious problems. I don't understand. Our healthcare is a mess. Our child welfare system is a mess. Our animal shelter situation is a mess. Our environmental situation is a mess. Like, it's just so messy. And then there's just people out there living it, life right. And I just want to know why we can't do that too. And the thing about something like this is it only works because everybody does it. Everybody either participates in it or they at least respect it enough to just stay out of it and let people take care of them, and they're not ever going to hurt the animals. It's a collective caring, and something has become colder. I feel that here. I can't speak for other places, but I know that it seems that other countries seem to notice that about us as well. And I hate to say us because I don't want to identify as being cold like that. But something is amiss. Something is amiss. But this is beautiful. And all this does is show that we could do this. We could, we should, we will. Let's fix it. Let's get back to that. We can fix it. I just want to say thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. I know I say stuff like this all the time and you don't really want to hear it anymore, but I love this channel and I love everything that it's bringing to my life. So thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing to spend some of your night here. If I have not gotten back to a comment, I promise I'm going to try. I really do. Like, in my free time, I try to go through all the comments and I find older ones I didn't see, or the whole system is weird with YouTube because I don't get all of the alerts. Sometimes I just have to it's only on the desktop that I can actually see everything. And even there, sometimes it'll say oh, this person left a comment, you said something back, and there's 3 comments back. There's a conversation happening, but I don't get the alerts for the more. So I feel like I leave a lot of things hanging, not on purpose. And then as I'm scrolling through, I find it again and I'm like, what? We were talking. It's frustrating, but bear with me. I'm still learning. For now, I'm going to spend my efforts trying to make that live happen on Monday. I'm really nervous about it. But anyway, I'm just talking. This is long enough. It's almost an hour. I hope you guys have a beautiful night. I'm off to a hockey game. I just want to say thank you and have a beautiful evening. Be safe. Hug your loved ones. And I can't wait to hear what you guys think about this stuff. Debbie, signing off.